Hello, everyone, and welcome to League Review, and this is our Wildcard edition. I am your host, William, and sorry we're a little late today. I was actually busy playing with League with some friends I haven't played in like over 2 years, so I was enjoying that for a bit. But let's get right into the Wildcard region. It's actually going to be a quick podcast this week, unlike how this podcast is usually going to be, just because there's only two wildcard regions starting this week. And if you didn't know, we didn't stream yesterday. We didn't stream the last 2 days because the LMS doesn't start till the 15th of June, and the LEC doesn't start until next week either. So we didn't stream those podcasts today because their seasons don't start yet, or the last 2 days, I should say. But yeah, so out of all the wildcard regions, none of them start outside of CB LOL, which starts tomorrow, and the OPL actually starts next Friday. So it's like pretty much as the podcast or the day of the podcast. So I figured I might as well do that one as well. So with that, we're just gonna go really quickly through just some changes that they made in both regions, and then preseason power rankings, predictions, preseason power rankings, predictions. So trying to go as quick as we can because we have a lot of regions to get through. Today's only two, but this will be up to like 8 regions, I believe it is. I think it's 7 regions actually. It'll be 7 regions in one day. So we're gonna go fast here, just to try and test out this style. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, already off to a bad start there. But okay, so let's start with the CB LOL first, and we have CMB. They had. Sorry if I butchered these names, by the way. I have not said them before, and I am just learning these regions as this is new this year. So that's a warning beforehand. Please let me know if I butchered them ahead of time, or just let me know and I'll try and fix my pronunciation next time. Yampi left CMB. Mewtwo joined as a jungler. Valvale joined as support, and Freer joined as the jungle as well. So that was for the CMB esports, who I believe in my power rankings, yes, I put them in last place. From what I seen, they were not. The moves weren't very much going to help, and this is going to be a very rough split for them, according to what I did in my research. Ents, actually, let's just do power rankings. First up in the power rankings was Flamingo. There was no changes for Flamingo. They should have made the MSI last split, they really should have. They got upset in the finals to Ents and then Ents was the representative for MSI for Brazil, and Brazil did not do so hot at MSI. It was kind of not so great for them. And so because of that, Flamingo, I think they're going to come back. Definitely going to be the number one team again because they just have all the talent, and that they should really. I really think that they're going to be playing with a vengeance because they're going to want to be They saw how Ents disappointed the region at MSI. They want to be the region to show up, or they want to be the team to represent the region to show up at Worlds. I have Redemption as my number 2 team. They had improvements by adding Jockstar or Jockster and White Lotus to their team. And however, Duds the Boy and Seos, they did leave. But I do think that Redemption with those upgrades should be really solid. I think that they were, I believe, 3rd or 4th last year, and I think adding White Lotus especially. I know we didn't play much last year, but as like an NA viewer originally, and like now I watch all the leagues, I do remember White Lotus at Worlds that one year last year, I believe, or it was MSI last year. But either way, he was popping off, and I'm really excited, hopefully, to see him again. And I heard really good things about Jockster as well, as he is a former Brazilian champion. Next, I have Ents, the current defending champions of CB LOL. They kind of snuck in with that win, but definitely deserve it. Like, obviously, if you win the championship, you deserve it. And but they did lose White Lotus. They have Mikayo as their ADC, and Hans also left as well. I just think that they finished, I believe, 4th or 5th in the regular season last year, so I think it'll be a 3rd place finish this time. But I think that Flamingo and Redemption will be superior teams, in my opinion. Next, we have Pain Gaming. They're a brand new team to the CB LOL. They were not in there last year or last split, and I think that they have a very solid team from what I was looking at. They're kind of like the Sino Dragon of LPL, where I'm very interested to see what they can do. I won't put them up to Griffin level because I don't think they'll win this necessarily, but I think that they're gonna make a splash in the league this year with all their new players. Oh, the new team, I should say. I have Kaboom at number 5. Duds the Boy and Seisos actually joined this team, and Wiser as well. Titan and Rayev, I believe you say that, and Xantan all left the team as well. I'm very sad to see Titan. I believe it was Titan because I remember it wasn't Titan, according to Worlds last year. It was not Titan. I believe it was Titan. And he left, and he was a phenomenal ace. He was going toe-to-toe with Sneaky in all their games, and it was just really impressive to see Kaboom. They played pretty well, I thought, at Worlds last year for the most part. They didn't play as good as Detonation Focus Me necessarily, but they still were respectable, or at least Titan was respectable, where the rest of the team was kind of not doing great. But yeah, I have them at number 5. Uppercut Esports, I put at number 6. They just got one change of, I can't even say, Hyog, or HYOG4. He joined, and yeah, so they had just a little upgrade, but I don't think this team's going to go too well this year. I think they'll be towards the bottom of the pack. Team 1 as well, same thing, and CMB, as I was talking about at the end, I think they're going to be the worst team at the moment. And with that, we're going to go straight into the predictions, as you can already see them on the screen, because this is, like I said, it's going to be quick this week, but like in the following weeks, when we're doing seven regions, we're going to have to go fast. The first game, let's actually pull up the games here. I'll have this set up properly next time. Let's go CB LOL. Okay, like that. We have Flamingo versus Pain. I had chosen Flamingo to take the first game against Pain. I just think that they're going to be on a roll. I don't even know if Flamingo is going to lose a game this split. If from what I saw briefly last split, and like I think they're going to be on a vengeance tour. Uppercut Esports, I do think we'll be able to take the win against CMB. Uppercut actually is coming in with 2 very favorable matchups to start the season. I believe personally that the 8th and 7th worst teams in the league. So I think the Uppercut will actually take a win here against CMB, even though I don't think they're necessarily that strong of a team themselves. Redemption versus Ents, I believe, like I said previously, I think Redemption is the second best team in Brazil this year, and I think that they will be able to take down Ents. I think Ents, coming off of MSI, is going to be a little disappointed, maybe start off a little slow, though they did leave MSI early enough that they've had like 4 or 5 weeks of vacation, so it shouldn't affect them that badly. I have Kaboom beating Team 1. I think that Kaboom will be able to take down Team 1 as well as from previous statements that I've said. Pain over CMB, like I said, we're going to go fast through these. I forgot we're not going to do too much explanations during these in other streams, so I just want to get used to that. Uppercut over Team 1 I have Redemption over Kaboom, and Flamingo over Ents. And those are the picks for CB LOL. And with that, we are going to go straight over to the OPL, which is the Australian League, where first up I have the Chiefs Esports Club as the number 1 team this year. I believe they were ranked number 1 last year, but they lost to the Bombers in the playoffs. The Bombers were number 1, but Chiefs was the team that was pulling off the miracle run, if I remember correctly. Or his order. I don't remember exactly. I didn't watch the OPL last year. This is my first season watching them as well. It's my first season watching all these wildcard regions, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. So these podcasts are actually going to be kind of similar to the first podcast of spring for the LMS and for the LPL last split. But yeah, I have the Chiefs Esports number 1. I have Avant Gaming number 2. Order number 3, Mammoth number 4, Bombers number 5, Direwolves number 6, Gravatas number 7, and Legacy number 8 in the power rankings. And for predictions, I have Direwolves actually taking the first game. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, I have Direwolves taking the first game against Legacy. From what I saw, Legacy's dead last in everyone's power ranking. So I'm like, well, I'm going to have to not... If they're the generic of OPL, this is going to be not a great team to watch. But yeah, so Dire Wolves, I think, will take the first victory. They did spice up their team quite a bit. Got 4 new positions to go with Bio Panther in the top lane, and I'm really excited because Dire Wolves were always my favorite like wildcard team when I would watch the wildcard regions in Worlds and MSI. Just because frankly, to be honest, it's because I really like their logo, and I like the name, and I liked Surenfire, and and I'm just like, this team has some pieces. They just always collapse in the second day. Uh, Next is Order versus Bombers. I have actually Order winning. I think Bombers is just not with FBI leaving and what's his name? Shoot, Balkan leaving as well. I just don't think this Bombers team is going to be nearly the level they were in the spring split. So I have Order taking that game. I have Avant beating Gravitas in game number 3. I have the Chiefs as obviously the number 1 team. They're going to be able to take down Mammoth in the 4th game. I do like the logo for Mammoth though. It's kind of cool. Mammoth will be able to take down Gravitas in game number 5. Order will be able to take down Legacy in game number 6. Bombers over Avant. No, Avant over Bombers. Let me make sure I say that right. Yep. Avant over Bombers in game number 7. And the Chiefs Esports Club over the Dire Wolves in game number 8. Now, this has been a very quick podcast as it's only been 11 minutes. But like I said previously, we're gonna have the TCL, CBLOL, the LLA, OPL, LJL. There's others that I can't think. The Russian League, the Southeast Asia League, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I believe it's just Russia and Southeast Asia that are not on here, and the LMS, weirdly enough. But yes, so we're gonna have all of these leagues.